So for over a year now, I've been thinking about designing and building a new soft top for the Jeep. Welcome to Design Build Workshop. Let's get busy. So this is going to be the first in a series of videos on designing and building a custom soft top for the Jeep TJ. If you like building things with your own hands, you've come to the right place. My Jeep LJ has a bit of military flair that I have purposely incorporated into its appearance. My current soft top is the original from 2005, so it's at the point where it needs to be replaced. So I naturally thought, why not design and make my own? I really like the utilitarian look of military vehicles with canvas covers, so this has been my inspiration behind this build. These are some examples I've drawn from. I want to keep it simple as I can, but also know it needs to function just as well as my factory top. I'm also thinking of going completely windowless. No side curtain windows and no rear window. Just roll up canvas. So the first thing we're going to do is work on the concept drawing. Let's see what we can kind of come up with here. Put the first bow in. A little taller than that. And then I think the way that sundowner top works kind of comes like this. And I think there's a hinge somewhere around here, so this piece basically folds back. Like that, and it kind of ends up about here somewhere. So I think that's kind of what we want to go with. And then that way this whole part is open, so we can avoid anything getting in the way here or there. And then that support piece that's in the current top goes right here, and I want to avoid all of that so I can just keep this whole thing open. So first things first, we're going to need to take a lot of measurements. We're going to need to know the overall length of our rail back here. We're going to need to know where this radius starts so that we can deal with that. We're going to need to know how far we can come back from this piece, because I'd like to keep this. So I need to know where I can put this first bow, which I think will probably end up being right around here. We're going to need to know the height that we're going to go to, because I want to keep the sundowner roof. So this first piece here that comes across in the sundowner, the first bow will be right here, but we're going to need to know what that height is. This can go a little higher, but I don't want to go too high where it's got a big sweep upward. We're also going to need to figure out, because we're going to have a center bow, we're going to need to figure out where this one is and where the back one is, and put this one dead center is kind of what I'm thinking right now. So I'm thinking 3 bows. We could go 4, but I think that'd be a little too much. I think 3 is going to give us the look that we want. We're also going to need to figure out how wide we can go, because right now the issue that I've got with the summer top I've got on here is that it doesn't extend out far enough. I'd like to be able to have it come right out to the edge here, so that when I do get rain, I'm not exposing this area, and especially back here, because where this ends here, I've got all this exposed. Whereas if I had the top that came out all the way to the end, when it does rain, I'm going to end up getting a lot less water in the back. So the first thing I think we're going to want to measure here is overall length of this rail. And we'll measure from right up against that edge of where the window door frame piece goes. So that's 53 and a half. And as far as the depth of this rail, I think I want to keep it where it's just flat and end it before this radius starts right here. So we're going to call that 1 1/4 will be fine. Okay. And then you need to look at this radius, a little less than 3. So from here to here. All right. Best shop tool ever, cardboard. I'm lucky too, because this ruler just happens to be the exact width that I want for this project. All right, So for the radius piece, do it right on the computer. We'll make that, let's see, 5 inches. Make this 5 inches. And we'll offset that by 1.250. So this is our corner without the radius. There. What we want. Good. All right. I'll do that. Let's print this. We'll match it up and see what kind of corrections we've got to make. Once we get everything set, we'll be able to get our model done. One of our pieces here. Okay, let's see how this fits here. Put it up. Wow. Okay. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. That looks like it lines right up where we want it. All we gotta do now is put the finished length on the cardboard piece here, and then we can go ahead and copy that in the 3D design. Okay, next we're gonna add the extension on here. And like this. There she goes. Okay, so overall, this measures out to be 56 1/4. I'll make a new line. Like so. 6.250, build. All right, and there's our piece. Now we gotta put the holes in it. Maybe 3/8. The hole is not centered, so we're gonna put another line here. Okay, we're gonna make this and this tangent. There, that should be where our holes are. So the next one is 12 3/8. 2.375. All right, second hole. Okay, next hole, 17 1/4. All right, third hole. Okay, fourth hole, 12 3/4. All right. So that's going to leave us to still drill a hole through the body or through that rail somewhere over here. So I'm going to take a look at the Jeep and see where the most inobtrusive place we can put that hole that won't cause us a problem. So I think if we just come in 1 inch, we should be just fine. 1 inch. And we'll make. Okay, now we have to decide on the thickness of this rail. I want it to be fairly heavy because it's going to be maybe under a little bit of torsion. So that's going to be too thin. We're going to make this, I think, 3/8. Okay. Rebuild. All right, so now that's our bar. So in the next video, we're going to have these pieces that we designed on the computer. We'll have these on hand, ready to go. We're going to be making these hoops out of the 1 inch conduit that I have here. So we'll probably have about 4 sticks of this. And then we're going to try to figure out how we're going to attach the current system with the sundowner top, I realize that's the wrong name, but that's what I'm calling it, to what we're going to build, because I want to incorporate that into what we're putting together. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Design Build Workshop.